Hello everybody, this is Sarah from Your Ideal Self, and I'm a recovering people pleaser. Oh no, not the regular kind of people pleaser, no. My people pleasing has been to the extreme ends of the earth. I've discovered that this is something that has been a tendency of mine in the past few months. I didn't know it was this bad. It's bad. And as someone who is aiming to become her ideal self, I had to eradicate this in me, or I am working to eradicate this within me. If talking about things like this and eradicating the parts of ourselves we don't like to become a better person sounds good to you, then subscribe. What do I mean that I had the extreme horrible end of people pleasing? I shall explain with a story. It's a very simple story. I went with my mother a few months ago to see a retirement home because my grandma is at that age, and I went on this tour of this really nice retirement home. So this is me and my mom, and there's this really super helpful nice lady who is walking us through this beautiful retirement home, and I'm tagging along. I'm there to support my mom. I mean, that's the goal of this, to support my mom and to help her in making a decision, or at least that's what I thought was the goal of going with my mother. Now, at the end of the tour, I acknowledged to the person who did the tour to us that she was super helpful and super patient with me and my mom because we had a ton of questions, and I appreciated her for it. Then, at the end of this tour of this really nice place, I felt an itch inside. I felt a hole in myself in a way. Something seemed off. Why did I feel this hole? Why did I feel this emptiness? Well, people pleasing. It's because during this tour, I was not people pleasing. I was just there. I knew that I was just there to help my mom and be there for her in this decision, since a lot of it's on her, and I fulfilled the role that I thought I was going there for. However, my unconscious mind had another idea for me. I, in my tendencies, wanted to have somebody here in this place, so the person who was giving us the tour, tell me in some way that she appreciated who I was and validated me in a way that made me feel like I made her experience with me and my mom special. Yes, I go beyond people pleasing. I don't just want people to like me. I want people to have a memorable experience after they meet me. Now, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. This is the far ends of the earth. I don't just want people to like me. I want them to feel special, and I want them to feel happy after encountering me. The thing is, this borders on the line between people pleasing and being genuine, because I am someone who is naturally positive, and in this situation with this person, I told her that I appreciated who she was as she gave us this tour. That's who I am. I want people to know that they're doing good, and then it perpetuates the goodness. But because I didn't people please, I felt off. I was like, is she gonna remember this tour with me and my mom? Probably not. This is something that I felt after the fact. Now, you people pleasers out there, you probably know, after an encounter with someone who you didn't people please, or you just, they didn't respond the way you wanted them to, you feel this kind of like something's off, something's not right here. Yeah, that is the need to be validated. In this situation, I did not need to people please my mom, because my mom, she loves me. She sees me as this golden child. She loves me super much. I don't need to people please her. I can just be myself with her. But this woman who I didn't know and who I'm never going to see again, most likely, I wanted her to have a positive experience with me. So one thing about people pleasing is that you give it equally to everyone, at least in my experience. I haven't been discerning with who I people please. It could be someone who I see in the street see people in the street all the time. Just kidding, I don't. And I tell them that I love their sweater and that it's great. Okay. It's good to be nice to people. This again is the line between being genuine and people pleasing, because I want to compliment people on things about themselves, about their character, about something that's special about them, like I actually see them. And me being this people pleaser is a desire to feel connected to people because I want them to know that I see them. However, I cannot see them in shallow ways or else I am not being genuine to my Sarah self, who is amazing, by the way, when I'm not people pleasing. And it's really odd how this little tweak makes a world of difference in my authenticity. It's still me, but I am discerning with who I give my energy to. And I have noticed this desire to be special and the need to not be that person. Now, what's bad about that, Sarah, being seen as special? And there's a dark side to people pleasing. First, to back up a little bit, people pleasing is from feeling insecure about yourself, and you need something to feed you to feel more secure, to feel more whole, and you want to get that from other people. Also, the dark side of people pleasing. So say, here's an example, you meet someone and you get a sense of them, because you're also an empath probably, maybe, and that they like risk takers. They admire risk takers, people who do things that are risky. So you transform. You try to manipulate their opinion of you to see you more positively. So you become a risk taker, and then you start to highlight parts of yourself that are risk taking, and then you're like, yeah, I am a risk taker. This is totally me. I mean, yeah. So you continue this image that they have of you. And so it can go dark, especially if you continue a relationship with the person who thinks you are a risk taker, because then it kind of messes with your personality. And I did a video on this about personality. I did a follow-up video actually from my original video. You should watch it. So risk taking, you can mix your personality with this image that they have of you and perpetuate the idea of yourself that you're a risk taker, and then you can start to lie to yourself and be like, yes, I actually am a risk taker. Yeah. So the person validates someone that you are not, and then that continues. And then you start to love that person that you are not because it's getting rewarded. Whew. That's some hard-ass people pleasing. So you ask, how might you correct this? Because you want to be your ideal self. I appreciate that. I have some actions for you as well as my responses. So first, ask yourself, where does people pleasing come from? Who knew? Oftentimes it comes from your mom or your dad or a guardian or someone who is really close to you when you were a kid. So exploring this beyond just who it is, but like how they put it within you, because you were coping in some way. So anyway, my response for where this came from is my parents. Who knew? I also want to emphasize particular people pleasing based on your past and what was wanted of you. So me, my customized people pleasing is that I want to not just be liked by everyone, but I want to make people happy. I see myself as that rare bright light, and I want to inspire people, and I want to be that to everyone, at least historically old me. Okay, I'm working on it. And I can be that bright light because that's actually me. But I'm not going to give it to everyone. Not everyone gets the bright light that is Sarah, because that wears me out and it has an evil side and it has turned evil. People, don't do it. I can share more about that if you'd like. So ask yourself that and then observe, okay, you know where it comes from. You're going to feel discomfort when you are people pleasing to others. If they are not responding the way you want to, you will feel a hole. You'll be like, what is this feeling? There's something wrong. I have an itch. I need to scratch it. There's a hole. What is this? You're going to have to observe that and feel it. And once you observe that discomfort, ask yourself, why am I feeling this hole? Say you are plainly genuine like me. Why were you feeling this hole? Answering that question for me is that I get my worth, or have gotten my worth, from people who approve of who I am and validate who I am as a happy person who made them happy. I have an extra example here at the end. So I was talking to someone about this particular coaching style, and I wanted to relate to this person and show them that I understood where they were, and I wanted to connect to them. It was a girl. And I was like, I really like what you're doing here. I love your offering. I just really do. And she was like, okay, yeah, okay. And then she continued. And then I felt an itch. This is so weird, people. Just observe yourself. Then I felt an itch, and I was like, wait, she didn't hear me. She didn't connect with me. So then at the end I said, look, I really like what you're doing here. Okay, it wasn't that bad. And I can relate to you. And I was like, make it clear. And then she responded the way I wanted to. Now this was still me being genuine, but it was still kind of iffy, you know? Because I felt that hole. And I realized also from this encounter that I want connection. This was actually someone where it was worth giving my energy, because she was offering things that I want to offer in the coaching / somatic space. And I crave connection, and that's where this all comes from too. I want to be connected to people, but I can only have valuable, genuine connections if it's who I am connecting with the other person, where the discomfort is coming from. As an additional note, this can all be solved with self-love. Love yourself, and you will just want to be yourself. And also surround yourself with people who like the real you, and surround yourself with people who know you and perpetuate the loving of yourself, so you're not living in a delusion where people like you for not you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, unless you choose otherwise. It's up to you. Subscribe.